Hey, this is Sandy Diana, and I decided today that I'm going to make a video. And today's featured video is something I actually looked for myself to see if I could find some help on doing this, and I couldn't find anything. So now I'm at the point where I need to do what I looked up, and I'm going to try to videotape it in case I can help somebody else that has the same questions. So what I've done is I have embroidered a plush blanket, and I always have issues with taking it off of the sticky stabilizer and getting that sticky because this is so textured that it wants to pull up with it, especially when you're doing towels. I find it the worst. So anyway, I researched what to do, and it did say to use for this, the recommendations actually in Brilliance was to put it on sticky stabilizer. So I put it on sticky stabilizer. It said to do a basting stitch, but I use masking tape instead to do my basting stitch with the water soluble stabilizer. So I decided that I'm going to take it all apart while I am videotaping, and you just simply come back. Oh, and before I started, one of the other things that I did a little bit of research on was the stitch out and the needle, because oftentimes it gets so gummy from using the sticky stabilizer, and I did not want that to happen. Oh, this is turning out so pretty. It just comes to life when you take this water soluble stabilizer off. Sorry, I got distracted. Where was I? I was talking about the needle. So I actually did a little trick, and I took my oiling pen and I put a drop of oil on my finger, and I had taken the needle out, and because I thought I had titanium needles, and I bought the ones for the wrong machine. So the ones I bought should work on my regular machine, but they won't work on my embroidery machine. Anyway, so I put a little drop of oil on my fingers, and I cleaned my needle up really good to make sure there was no other previous gumming on the needle. And then I wiped it all off and everything. And the stitch out on this obviously has come out very, very pretty. And then you just come back with your tweezers to pull the rest of the water soluble stabilizer up. You can grab a hold of it, and it just comes right on up. But I find that using the tweezers is the easiest way to get this water soluble stabilizer off of it. And you got to be careful because you do not want to pull the plush, and that's what I'm concerned with on the back side from the sticky stabilizer, because that's what I always end up doing when I'm removing it from towels. I find that happens because, see, this doesn't even stick to it, and you still have to be careful with where you're grabbing because it will still somewhat want to tug on the plush. But it has turned out so pretty. And then, of course, these really, really small areas to get right here, I'm probably going to come back with, if I can't get it out. Oh, no, good. It just came right up. You see what you just kind of like move this tweezers back and forth, and it just wants to pull it. It grabs hold of it, and it just pulls it right on up. I mean, as soon as they wash it, but I don't want it. I don't like to use water on it before I'm going to use it. So here is what the finished result looks like right there. It turned out really pretty. And now I'm going to remove the sticky stabilizer. And you can see the fuzz has even stuck from whatever's loose. I'm just going to gently, you got to gently do it. Oh, I guess you can't really see what I'm doing. I got to do it backwards, I guess, so you can see what I'm doing. But when I get to wherever the seams are, I try to gently pull it, because that's where I have my problem, is where it tears. So I'm going to actually do half of it one direction Then I'm going to come back and do the other half the other direction. So let's turn it back around, but don't pull it too fast. That's what I'm finding. And this is not silky. This is the sticky stabilizer that I purchased from Coleman and Company. So it's way better than the brands you're going to buy at Joann Fabrics. So it's a little bit stickier, but you can see where all of the fleece is being left, or the fuzziness is being left behind. So you can see where my concern is when you're trying to pull it back up. But I didn't want it to shift or move, and I didn't really want to hoop it and put that hoop burn on it, because that is real. But then you get there and you just kind of, okay, pull it gently. But sometimes if I had seen somebody do this, I wouldn't be so nervous right now. And of course, you know, the item was ordered off of Amazon, so it's not like I couldn't go back and reorder it from Amazon. But who wants to have to keep buying their stuff over again because they are not sure what they're doing, or either they mess it up. All right, so it is all the way off of there, and pretty much this stabilizer is no use anymore. You cannot reuse that. But this is the part that is the tedious part that I need to get off, because I don't want to send it out with that on there. So I'm going to try to go away from it. And I did see on a video where it says go along where your stitches are. Okay, and then get up underneath there and then pull it off. And I'm using the tweezers to help me. Okay, that wasn't too bad. But as you can see, there's a lot of this where you're going to have to go around. And I guess there's no way around it. Okay, there's another piece off. I just don't like to send it out with it on there, because, you know, people are cuddling up next to this blanket with it around them. And so what I'm doing is there's a jump stitch right there. So you might have to trim some stitches to get the jump stitches out of the way. But pull it gently around where your seam is to get it off of there, and then you can work the fuzz, because you don't want to tear your blanket up. All right. And I guess there is no easy way around this other than just patience, time and patience. And fortunately, it came off of other areas. So, this is not going to be so hard because it's a bigger area. But just use your tweezers as your friend. Do you see how I'm like walking it back up to where, and these really small places, I am not even worrying about it. But I do want some of these little jump stitches. I was nervous because I kept seeing all these jump stitches, and they look like they were going to stitch out on the front side, but they didn't. I'm not even going to worry about that. It's too hard. So I guess if there's just areas that it's just too difficult to get off of it, don't work it, and don't work at it, because you don't want to damage your item. So I'm going to come back here and see if I can't do what I just did on that one. See, it's like not wanting to. It's tearing at it, so I'm not even going to try that anymore. So I'm finding that if you go where it's the curve in your letter, it's easier. Are you guys seeing this? I can't zoom in. Once you start that video, I don't know how to zoom in, and I'm using my iPhone, so it's harder to make adjustments like you can with the camera. But the biggest thing is just to get it cleaned up as best that you can, because I know that as a customer, if I were the customer, I would like it a lot better without it being on there. What do you think? Well, not that y'all can comment back to me as the video. And I do appreciate you guys watching the videos, and I hope they're helpful to you. And, you know, if you like my video, say you like it, and then other people will, it'll get pushed through YouTube, and other people can see it, and then they might need to do the same thing. But I Googled how to remove stabilizer from Plush fabric, and I got nothing. I mean, I got lots of other things as far as, because stabilizer was in there, but I got nothing, no results. So that's what I'm going to label this on, is how to, exactly what I looked up. That's what I'm going to look up, what I'm going to label it as when I title the how-to video, is how to remove sticky stabilizer from Plush. Now, I'm going to hold it up. Look at that. In reverse, it's the exact same way, but the funny thing is that that's in backwards on my side, but the camera. So here, and you're seeing it. That's the front side of it, and then that's the back side of it. But it looks good, and I'm very pleased with it, and I think that I'll have a very happy person, a happy customer, and a happy person that receives this, because it's two different people. Actually, it's a gift for somebody. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to making further videos on when I have to Google something or look up something and I can't figure out how to do it. That's the one I'm going to make the video on, is when I can't find it. So I hope that's very helpful to you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.